You are. Okay, so pregnancy, what does it do to the body? It wrecks it, right?
No, it does not. I feel like that is one of the biggest myths. But I feel like people are figuring this out though. So I feel like I'm almost being redundant. But anyways, okay, what was I saying? So thanks. Um, what was I saying? All right. So pregnancy does not ruin your body.
Well, how would you know?
Because I have given birth 4 times, so my body's not ruined. But yeah,
Four.
the thing is like, so I feel like there is an underlying social mental program that's in society that makes people, even if you don't fully believe it, like it gets sunk into your memory system so that if you go into pregnancy knowing that, okay, this is not, they're all lying about it, it's still going to go in a little bit into your like body basically.
That makes sense. Because like it's everywhere, so it's like a little piece, even if you're not.
Well, you hear the experts say, I've heard this multiple times. The experts say, like, yeah, pregnancy and childbirth wreaks havoc on the woman's body. It's never the same afterward. You're never going to be the same. And that's like, I would say, even with my first one, like I felt like going into it, I kind of was like, okay, this is all bull. They're lying, you know, because but even with that, like you still, if you're not fully aware of what you're doing, you're taking that information in and storing it somewhere. If you're not fully aware of what you're doing, let's see, what else I'm gonna say. Any comments?
Well, it's like even for me, I'm obviously not able to give birth, whatever, but I've heard it numerous times also that it will mess your body up. Like, and it's like you never been, you can't recover from it. And the more kids you have,
The worse it gets.
the worse it gets. Like my mother used to say that nonsense also. She's like, yeah, the reason why I look the way I do now is because of having kids. And I'm like, but I've met other ladies that have had like more kids than her that don't look
Okay,
like
and then
that.
there's people who say, well, genetics. It's just, well, you just have good genetics or bad genetics. I think that's all BS also. Like genetics, okay, so think of your body system as a computer and like the genetics is just the hard drive that you have in the computer. So it has a storage of everything that ever existed always. You're right. You have it in a storage bank and you have access to certain programs. You turn on certain programs, you turn off certain programs. Okay. And so whatever you are unconsciously or your deep belief system is lined up with, it will turn on that program, right? The same way you can turn on the BS. You can turn off the BS program. You can turn on the all-encompassing, harmonious, like creation, alignment, divine order programming. Okay. So you update the hard drive basically. That's what genetics is, and it's not any. I mean, in a nutshell, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's because I hear that a lot too. People will be like, well, genetics plays a big role in it all, how well you recover postpartum. No, it's not. It's your mindset and it's how well you take care of yourself. You have to rest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like
And this society does not let people rest.
oh yeah, not. And then of course, like how you nourish the body with food or whatever else too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
And then during resting, the resting phase afterwards, like the maintenance and like making sure you do the proper steps to help with recovery also. Like not doing too much physical exertion or anything.
And that's the resting part. Like you don't do stuff.
Like real resting.
Like 4 to 6 months and not even worrying about anything. Let your body get back to a state of like balance and like back to where it's like together and strong, and then you can do other stuff. But so yeah, rushing back into working out afterward is something that people do that's not good. A lot of the diet and whatever they spray in the air, there's a lot of stuff that's put toward ourselves that kind of create imbalance and harmony, but we have to deal with. But and then like our deep thoughts and beliefs obviously play a lot into it. But basically, in a nutshell, no, okay, your body is always in a state of repairing and healing. You can tell that if you cut yourself, it will heal, right? It heals. So you don't have to do a lot to that. Your body is always trying to come into a state of harmony, balance, perfection, and divine order. And the only thing that stops that is your deep belief system your deep, like whatever you're believing, whatever's on the blueprint, right? Whatever is in the hard drive is going to disrupt that. And then I'd say secondly, like maybe what you're eating or the air you're breathing or water or what you're putting, like if it's contaminated water, like the stuff in your environment that you put on in yourself. And then of course, trying to exercise too much, right?
Yeah.
But basically, yeah. My postpartums, let's see. I would definitely notice that with people knocking on the door. Dang it. Oh!
Yeah, we'll wrap this stuff up and then we'll add another take to it a little bit later. Anything you'd like to finish with? We'll add a little bit more follow up after this.
Main thing, let yourself rest, deprogram. Pregnancy does not ruin your body. My body is pretty much, I would say it's better than it was before I even had kids. I would say the top is a little looser, but I have cleavage now. I didn't have cleavage before. What else? I think that's what, and there's a little loose skin around the belly, which continues to tighten up, by the way. I did give myself a diastasis mainly after the last one, because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to like work out. But that's even healing, and it's like pretty much almost all the way healed. But like your body is continuously healing itself, basically, is what I want to mention, and like make sure that
you will heal. You will.
And there's no damage that's caused.
Yeah.
That's it feels like that, obviously, right after you give birth. Like, well, I broke that. No, that's not. That shit has to sit down for 2 or 3 months. Don't worry about anything, and then like get back to normal business, pretty much, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really big, like, that's a twisted social program, I feel like. And I feel like it's twisted. Because like if people aren't paying attention or like listening or
it's gonna scare people also from just having kids in general.
And then yeah,
there's so much to it.
Ew.
So we have to do a follow-up on this because there's more that you want. Like this is just talking initially about like don't believe what they're telling you about it, and then we'll add more another time because our kiddos are needing us. So anything else you have to add before we
I think that's it.
All right. Kids, we gotta go.